wanted to bring you guys with me on the process of how I design and pattern the dress for a music video. So if that sounds interesting to you, buckle up, let's get started because I'm so excited about it. I am a queen, but no one knows it yet. That's the dress we're gonna make. And this is not it, don't worry. This is I don't know what's going on here. Hi guys, so welcome. I have a music video planned, okay? But I'm gonna be announcing my Tuesday upload days. Tuesday will be the new day for you guys to look forward to. I wanted to do one more Friday video, so this is supposed to be the last Friday video, you know, for the most part. I may or may not bust out with an extra video on Fridays, you just never know. That being said, I have an idea for a dress and we're gonna get going and we're gonna make this dress come to life, and I'm pretty excited about it because, well, you'll see. Scratch that. Scratch all of that. All of this, scratch it. And you know, I think I'm gonna leave it in here because why not? To show you the reality of being a self-taught fashion designer. You don't know what you're doing. No school, no guidance, no money. I'm just kidding. I'm really excited. Normally I would dress up and do like a nice little special intro, but I feel like we're gonna be real this time. We're gonna be real, maybe. Some of you might know that I have briefly here and there touched on music videos, but I haven't actually shown you a music video because I have ran into some difficult things along the way, such as the weather, lack of babysitter, stuff like that. But since then, I've actually gained a new babysitter, which I'm super thankful for. And if she watches my videos, shout out to my babysitter. That allows me some more time to work. And on top of that, I also forgot what I was saying. Now we've moved on to another music video idea that I don't mind shooting at any time because it would be at the beach, and it's usually really nice and beautiful at the beach, especially Oregon beaches because those are the best and I love them so much. Even though I grew up in California, that's my home state, and they have beautiful beaches too. There's just something about the gloom to Oregon's beaches. It just fits my vibe so much. Anyway, I don't want to spend a lot of time just talking because I want to get into this whole planning and prepping. I wanted to bring you guys with me on the process of how I design and pattern the dress for a music video. So if that sounds interesting to you, buckle up, let's get started because I'm so excited about it. First things first, I gotta come up with the design. Okay, I want this video to be like really real. I want to bring you guys behind the scenes of how I design and sew a dress. And I wanted to do that because oftentimes I don't really talk about that and I kind of take it out of my videos, or by that I mean I forget to film it, or I'm just coming up with something last minute and I just like get to sewing right away. And I've had people sporadically throughout the time of me sewing say, how did you get that pattern? Or how did you make that? Or I'd love to know how you make it. But I'm going to introduce to you guys my music video making era. okay? I need you guys to know that this channel is going to start to include my love for music. I love to sing and write and play piano, but it's going to be revolving around my dressmaking. I want to be able to make dresses for deep and meaningful art. I don't know how else to say it. When I first opened up this channel, I made a video called My Genesis, and in that video I talked about starting over, and I shared the story with you guys, and I did like really creative footage of my sewing the dress, and I wanted that to be a glimpse of the places I want to go with my sewing. I want it to give you vibes of this girl sews, designs, but she also really likes filmmaking and music. I want that to be me. Like, that is me, okay? But on top of all of that, I want you to know that this channel is going to revolve around dressmaking or sewing in general. I love fashion. It's always going to be fashion related. So if that's your thing, you're at the right place. And if you're like, I never really thought about that, but sounds interesting. Awesome. You're also at the right place. If your thing is music though, I do have a music channel that is a little outdated, and I will be posting the final music videos on that channel. You're gonna see it on this channel first either way, and then eventually I'll put the songs by themselves on my music channel. I'll link that down below. Let's get to planning, shall we? I haven't 100% decided what I'm gonna do for this dress, so I'm bringing you guys along. Sorry for the long intro, but it is what it is. Before anyone calls me out, yes, my camera comes with a face filter. It smooths out my face, and I didn't feel like putting makeup on, so I like to pretend like I have a smooth face. Okay, where were we? So the plan for this music video is, the song is called Wandering. Before we get to the dress design, you guys gotta know exactly what is inspiring this design. So I wanted to share with you what the song is and a little behind the scenes of the lyrics and what I imagine this dress to be. So the lyrics I came up with randomly from just doing an improvised version of this song. I just sat at the piano and I kind of had a basic idea and made up the lyrics. I'm wandering so far now, is it my time? Then I posted a short version of this online, and ever since I just became obsessed with this song. It's really personal to me, and I started to think to myself, I can picture a dress. It's like a vague image of a dress. And after enough time, I came up with the fact that I could imagine it as dark red. And the reason why I chose dark red is because I feel like red oftentimes symbolizes boldness. And when you think of a red dress, you're like, oh, she's bold. But the song is called I'm Wandering because it feels like I'm invisible and I'm just wandering around and not many people notice what I'm trying to do with my life, and I keep failing. That's how I feel. And so I thought if we mute the confidence that I want, that would give you a dark red, right? So in the song, it starts off with saying, I'm wandering so far now, is it my time? And I feel this darkness, when is it time? I made up these lyrics, but I kept them because I feel like the improvised version is like the truest form of this song. So in the beginning, it starts off with, I'm just here. When is it my time to do the dream that I have? And it continues on saying, I'm wandering far, I cannot find my way. When is it time? When will I feel like I'm on top of the world? 'Cause right now I feel so small. And that was like whatever came to my mind with the emotions of, I don't feel like I stand out in the things that I do. I wanted to feel on top of the world, as I put it, but yet I feel small. It's not necessarily saying, oh, I want to be famous and I want everyone to know me or anything like that, but it's just wanting to feel like I'm accomplishing my dreams. I feel like a lot of times I start something and then it doesn't go the way I dreamed of it or planned or imagined, and so I try a different method. I pivot to the point where I'm like, okay, is this just not gonna work out? Like, I put so much into it. And a lot of that is also with YouTube. I put a lot into my YouTube channel, yet here I am on a new channel, still trying to make the dreams a reality. So this whole dress that I want to design is gonna like represent this part of me. This song is just, it remains mellow the whole time, so it's only a part of my story, okay? So I'm not saying this is gonna be how I feel forever. This is just a moment in time, and there are many more songs and music videos and dresses that I really would love to share at some point as I continue on my story, and who knows what new songs are to come as well. The next part, it says, I'm fading so fast now, is it my fate? And I feel invisible, when will I shine? And the word fading came to me because sometimes I felt like in the creative community here where I live, I was getting people saying, oh, can I borrow this dress? Or can I rent this dress? Or like, oh, I really like that, can we do a shoot? And I felt like I was involved, and then stuff in life just kind of happened, and I felt like I just faded away. Like, people forgot about me. They all moved on. Nobody's asking me to borrow a dress, to rent it. That part of the song represents that moment in my journey. And then it moves on to say, I'm fading fast, I cannot find my way. When is it time? When will I feel like I mean the world to you? Because right now I feel alone. And the you is like just kind of pointing to like It's hard to say because someone could take it literally and be like, oh, you just want to like mean the world to everyone. It's like, no, that's not necessarily what I meant. You was kind of referring to that part of my life. It's just supposed to represent a moment where I feel really special, but not in a prideful, I want to be famous sort of way, but in a, I just want to know that what I'm doing is like good enough. Now that you know the song and you know the background of the song, what I imagine the location would be at the Oregon beaches, the Oregon coast, and there's lots of areas where you get a lot of trees as well as the ocean on the side, or you're up on a hill. There's a lot of hiking areas that me and my husband kind of talked about, like where could we go, how could we shoot this, but I really for some reason imagine like being up higher on like a hiking trail where the left side of the screen is just forest, okay, like lots of trees, green, dark, all of that, and the right side is like the beach at a distance, and I'm just like right there in the middle on this trail. But I imagine just walking down and my husband will be filming it and I'm singing this song, but I'm wearing the dress, okay? So then that brings us to what dress with dark red can we imagine for this idea? Are you guys excited? Because I'm excited. So now we need to get to making and patterning this dress. Come along with me, let's do it. All right, we are at the cutting table. Another idea that I had is going with a bodice similar to my birthday dress because I really love that bodice. It's really comfortable, and I feel like it would be great though with spiral boning. Like I need to be stronger to like handle my curves. I need it to hold me in without just warping, because the plastic boning just like turns into like an S curve on the side, and I want it to like hold me in and not do that. Bubbling out. So I'm like, okay, if I do like a more fitted bodice like that, I can feel comfortable. But I was hoping for like sleeves that go up to the top here, but they have the option of being off the shoulder too, and it gathers like the fabric. So I also have this fabric, which is a bed sheet, but it's a whole sheet set, and it is the color, right? Like we're looking at a burgundy. That would be perfect. And then I have these options. Here you could see this is a satin like fabric, and then I went to Joann and found this really beautiful satin, kind of more on the matte side, I guess you could say, and I was like, this is so beautiful, I'll just do this and I'll buy enough. But then it was too much and I panicked and said I'll just take 3 yards. I have 3 yards of this and 3 yards of this, and they are different colors. But I need 6 yards minimum to line the dress idea that I had, which I wanted a full length skirt and I want it to be flowy. But if I don't make the lining flowy, then the sheer skirt would be flowy, but then the skirt underneath wouldn't flow with it at the same flow rate, if you will. So I had debated if I wanted to use this organza fabric that I got from LA Fashion District. And then, last minute, I was like, you know what? I kind of want chiffon. Like, chiffon is beautiful in the wind. It's a little bit heavier, drapier, and just like beautiful. And I want a dress that just flows down, and then as I walk, like it could pick up in the wind, you know? Similar to this dress. And it's just a beautiful drape to it. I love it. And so I thought, I think I need to go with that. I ordered fabric to be picked up from Joann, which hurt a lot, but I got a good deal on it. Okay, I got 9 yards because that's all they had left. It said it's available to pick up, but my son's napping and I gotta wait for later when my husband's home. But anyway, and I'm hoping that that is a good red fabric. All right, so now that I wait for the chiffon fabric, we gotta finalize a design. Why is this like the hardest part about it? Is finalizing a design. I'm gonna be sharing this part with you guys first and stuff, so by the time this video is out, that dress should already be made. And today is Monday. I gotta get back to the drawing board, and then I'm gonna share with you guys my ideas and then the winner. Okay, I had to put this on. So this is really old design, but this was back when I was really pattern making and I was learning. This is made from a bed sheet and a thrifted curtain. I last minute like threw on this part to cover the neckline because I remember thinking the neckline looked pretty bad. So here's the neckline. I don't know why but I used it for my profile picture for a while, and I feel like that neckline, it's like a really defined sweetheart. I remember having my profile picture, I think it had like my hair to the side, and I was like, And ever since then I was like, you know what? I actually really like that dress on me. I think it was like 5 pounds lighter at the time, but on the back, I tried to tighten it myself. I don't know if it's showing my back cleavage. Yeah, it is pretty tight. My belly, this is my belly. I look pregnant. I'm not pregnant, I promise. This dress is not finished. It doesn't have a rolled hem, and that's all it needs really. Whew, it's really pushing everything down into my belly. So ideally, I probably will be recording my music video if I go with a design like this before I eat, so I'm not bloated. And I was just thinking though, instead of just like these straps, that I would do a dress that actually had sleeves. So it'd be like drapey but sleevey, you know what I mean? Now, it's not gonna be the right color, but to give you guys a little bit of a potential idea, it would just be like a, can you tell what I'm getting at here? This is how I design, okay? This is how I figure it out. But I just thought it'd be really pretty if it was a, maybe not this because it kind of gives clown vibes, but maybe a cuff or something. I don't know, it's hard to show, guys, sorry. Maybe without the thing in the middle here, but I just thought it'd be really pretty if you can imagine in the same color, you know, to have long sleeves. And the reason why is because, first of all, it makes sense to have long sleeves when you are at a beach. It's cold, okay? There's a lot of wind. Besides wanting to be a little bit more warm, I think it fits with the idea of the dress too, because we're talking about feeling hidden, invisible, like a lot of fabric covering me up is like, I feel like I don't know. And maybe that doesn't even matter and doesn't even make sense, and I just really like long sleeves. I made this design back in 2022 when I first started sewing. I came up with the whole bodice, I put it on a dress form and everything, and I will share with you guys the reel that I made for that as well. And I'll put it here, I'll put it right next to me so you guys can see it. So I came up with the pattern, and it was supposed to be a dress made for my friend Lizzie, which I never ended up finishing. I made this test piece, but then I moved on, okay? I just moved on to like all kinds of different ideas. I didn't feel confident about it. And then like a year later, I put it on, and that's where I got my purple profile picture that I was using for a while before I moved it to red. And I wore it, and I just thought like, oh, actually it fits me. I didn't make it for me, but because it has this lace up, I was able to really pull it in there. Now, you probably might see my underwear in the bag, but we're gonna hopefully not show that. And this is like a temporary ribbon that I used. Like I said, I didn't even roll the hems. Like, I never finished this dress, but I ended up growing really in love with that neckline. Despite all the mistakes I made on this dress, I kept thinking, it looks good on me, and it's so rare that I feel like anything looks good on me. And I think I need to do that. So I still have this exact pattern that I created from 2022, and I'm like, this sort of bodice makes me feel more confident. Could this be the vibe? It looks elegant too, and I feel like the video is just like wanting to be special but struggling, so we want to get a vibe of elegance. And I love the fashion world, I love the fashion industry. I feel like I don't know how to be in the fashion industry, so I'm trying. And this song's kind of representing the emotional side to it all, of feeling kind of invisible, but at the same time, like, when is it going to be my time to, like, become the, you know, the fashion person that I want to be? It's like, I just want to be known for that person who has these ideas and goes for it. Anyway, that being said, I feel like this gives I am a queen, but no one knows it yet. That's the dress, to put it simple. And this is not it, don't worry. This is I don't know what's going on here. That's a good like intro video. If this wasn't the intro, that means I ended up doing it, right? I'm glad that this dress is flexible to fit me now, because I'm feeling extra bloated after a weekend of lots and lots of eating, hence the non-pregnant belly. And I haven't even eaten today yet. Yas! But you know what? Our bodies are ever changing, so mine especially. I kind of forgot to actually record me picking up the fabric because I ended up going with my little family. I did get the chiffon. It's not as dark as this. It happens to be a really good mix, like, well, closer with this, but I only have like 3 yards of this. But I had a slightly different idea, and I have to draw it first. figuring out and making the pattern. I have it printed. It's literally 4 pieces, so this one's gonna be easy. As for the part that goes like this, what I want to do is create the base of it. And I think I'm going to go ahead and stick with this fabric. So as you saw from the drawing, there are little shorts underneath. I discovered that this fabric that I bought, not knowing what the heck I bought it for at that point, but it's going to be perfect because it's stretchy, which means I can make them into shorts and they can be really fitted to me and have a slight stretch to them. I'm a little nervous about making shorts. I want to make sure it's fitted, but at the same time I want to like test it with that fabric, but I don't want to waste it. Best case scenario is it's a little too big and then all I have to do is tighten it. So once I create the base of the bodice, I'll be able to like drape the chiffon, and I want it to be able to lead into the sleeve. I've never done this before. I'm literally making this up. I have no patterns to go off of. So I had another idea. I have a lot of tulle left from a surprise project that I haven't been able to show you guys. I bought like a ton, and I was debating like if I wanted to have the high slit down the middle and then the shorts underneath. I thought, well, I don't really want just this as like one layer because I feel like it wouldn't be enough volume, enough oomph, and that's when I thought of a black tulle skirt. I can kind of show you guys. It's hard to tell, it's on a small scale, but if you see, it would have the black underneath, and I thought, well, that could be really pretty, especially since it's gloomy, but it's like this yearning and longing to stand out, to be confident, to be bold, to like have my moment to shine. But this is the part of the story where I'm not there yet. But the red is this hint of I want to, you know, be bold. I want to be out there. I want to be where the people are. All that I can be. Now red represents a lot of different things. It could represent anger, it could represent love, boldness, confidence, all of that. It's not as dark as I imagined because I realized once I got this fabric from Joanne, it was more on the brighter burgundy side. Dark red or wine would have been perfect, but that's okay. As you can tell, like it's a little bit different, but I feel like mixing reds is gonna be okay. I say that now. I'm a little nervous. But here's the thing. For the bodice, I could very well layer it with the chiffon, and then you would, you know what I mean, you would kind of like have that red that blends it all together. But the question is the shorts. I'm gonna have those shorts because the shorts are gonna like be attached to the bodice. It's all gonna be one like bodysuit, if you will. I'm trying to figure out how exactly I'm gonna do all of this. No excuses, no questions asked. I have to do it. So the original design, it has that right there, and it's also the same on the sides. I was actually thinking that the combination that I would pick for this dress would be, so there would be the one with the red, and then there would be just the solid satin. This purple part right here, this textured one, would be the chiffon part, and this would be the solid one that would match the little shorts underneath. You feel me? You vibing? It's kind of backwards here, but this middle part and the sides would all blend. Anyway, you'll see. On Tuesday, you will see me put this all together. The music video will be the reveal. I'm gonna get this cut, and then hopefully we have time today to do a really quick mock-up. I like to use this little handy dandy tool. Oops, this is not the right tool. Oh my gosh, that's a hole puncher. This is what I'm talking about. This is for the notches that I made little lines for. Alright, so we have the center front, side back, center back. And then I also have the lines here for the boning channels, which I could probably do notches, you know, so I know you can see that there are channels going up there to the top. And then the middle is just like a single seam, I guess. I could probably eliminate that seam line by doing this on a fold. And also I added this little V. I kind of want to try that out because this is just straight across, and I thought it might be cool if it like had a little bit of a V to it. It looks like I ended up just like splitting the pattern and cutting this back one separately. Interesting. Something that I do for these corners actually will just line it up with the pattern piece it goes next to, and I can see through the paper, and then once it's lined up perfectly, I just snip that off. And that helps when I'm cutting the fabric to like, once the fabric's ready, I can line it up better because I would just line the fabric up perfectly like that. So at this point, this is the center back. This is where the lace up would be. I actually need to add a little bit more so I have some thickness in the fabric. Also, the song is called Wandering, so we're just gonna call it the Wandering Dress. I am completely self-taught, so everything that I do is usually just trial and error because that's the best way that I learn. Alright, so I added a good amount so I can fold it over, and I wanted to like interface and be able to allow, you know, seam allowance area to be a good amount because there's a lot of space. Do little notches right there at the bottom that line up with the end of what I for sure want. Essentially, the dress would go up to that point. I did loops for this one. I feel like that's probably good. Okay, change of plan on the shorts. I was copying over those jeans, but I realized that I kind of wanted a seamless, like no front seam. I'm like wearing these little kind of shorts-ish underwear, and they're really stretchy, so I was thinking, okay, this fabric only has barely a stretch. So what I would want to do is get the measurements of my actual size, and then I will basically shrink it down by an inch. And that's probably it, about an inch to maybe an inch and a half. Essentially, this whole front side will be one piece. Essentially, like I'm gonna find my waists, and then I'm going to go all the way down to basically the middle of my crotch, or another option is I can do it like that, you know, get that right length to go from my waist in front to my waist in the back. Technically, I did find this. So see, this one doesn't really stretch this way, but it does stretch this way. The only thing is it has more of a stretch, but it's not too much. I might be able to test it with this fabric. Yeah, I think I'm gonna erase this that I did. We're gonna pretend it never happened, and then I'll just create a new pattern. It's nighttime. I don't normally work at night. We're so close to getting this pattern finalized because I really was hoping to start cutting tomorrow. I don't have as much time tomorrow because I don't have my babysitter, but we have the front and the back of these little booty shorts. That's what I'm gonna call them, booty shorts, because I don't, what else are they gonna be, you know? I want it to be high-waisted, go all the way up to where the bodice will end. Well, the only way to know if that's gonna work is to test it. Morning. I went to bed with my hair wet, so it's gonna be really fluffy and crazy today. It's another day. Today is a short day because I don't have a babysitter, so once my son wakes up, I gotta pause. But here's the progress. Yeah, I tested these and they are not too bad. I might want to make them a little taller. It might be okay. See my little shorts? So they're a little loose. Ideally, I'd be wearing a different kind of underwear. Kind of gives me a little pouch there. The skirt will pretty much cover most of it. We'll get rid of my little pouch with some shapewear. I won't be hopefully thinking about that, but it'll just be like a long slit. And if you see underneath, won't be the entire time. It'll just be if the dress opens. Then I'm protected and I've got my little shorts. They're actually pretty comfy. I kind of just want to wear them. Also, I completely forgot that I do want a seam in the back. I did this on a fold, but we're going to include seam allowance and we're going to ignore the cut on a fold part. I want a seam in the back because the skirt's going to have a seam in the back, and I want the skirt to be able to have a zipper and to be able to line up a certain way. So once I get that paper pattern adjusted, I'll have the pattern for the little shorts, bodice pattern. Skirt doesn't really need a pattern. Speaking of skirt, I had made this, it's really crappily done for a different project, but then last minute I was like, yeah, I don't need this. And I was debating if I wanted this to be the black underneath. I even like put the chiffon up next to it. It has potential because it's really pretty the way they both drape. And the black is also sheer. I was like, that could be really cool. And then the sleeves, we don't have technically a pattern for, but I'm thinking that the sleeves will just be rectangles, or it could just go in and then go out on the bottom if I want to do something like that. And then I'm going to have that little part that's on the neckline that goes around. It's kind of look like a big boat, basically, like a big canoe. Attach it there on the neckline and it goes all the way across like that. I don't know what I'm talking about, so we're going to hope for the best. And that is the pattern pieced together. we will figure it out and then work on it, which you'll see me sewing it and putting it together and doing the music video and a final reveal on Tuesday, fingers crossed. But otherwise, that's the plan, and I'm so excited. I cannot wait to share this dress with you, to share the video with you. But that's where this video is going to end, because it is time to now finally start cutting all of the real fabric, which you'll see in Tuesday's video or whatever day it comes out. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that some of this was really helpful and informative and just showed you guys also behind the scenes of how I come about making patterns, how I piece it together, booty shorts, just trying to make that up. It took me forever to like figure out how I'm gonna do it. Fabric all over the place, and it's just a lot going on. It all comes together somehow. I'm even still wearing those little booty shorts because they're actually pretty comfy. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to share. I already said that. Okay, cool. I will talk to you guys later. Bye!